Shabbat Shalom. The wheels of justice turn slowly. That was evident when it was announced this week, this past Monday, that jury selection would finally begin to put on trial the personification of evil who murdered 11 of our brothers and sisters 4.5 years ago at the Tree of Life building in Squirrel Hill, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The three congregations that shared the building, Dor Chadash, New Light, and the Tree of Life, all lost beloved members. And before doing anything else, I want to say their names and bring their spirits into our sanctuary. Jerry Rabinowitz, Richard Gottfried, Melvin Wax, Daniel Stein, Joyce Feinberg, Rose Mallinger, Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, and Irving Younger. Rose's daughter Andrea and Jerry's fellow Torah study partner, Dan Ledger, were seriously wounded. The communities are understandably very concerned about what the ensuing trial will bring, particularly given the climate in our country these days. But they are resolute. And a prayer that they recently read, I don't know if Peter Smith knew the confluence of writing his article for the Los Angeles Times with this week's Torah portion, but a prayer that was recently read in their memory is called "In honor of the Kedoshim of Pittsburgh, murdered al Kiddush Hashem, holy martyrs killed while sanctifying God's name." The prayer is, of course, modeled on prayers for the Jewish martyrs of medieval Europe, and it is now woven into the ritual fabric of Jewish Pittsburgh. Kedoshim, the holy ones, and the name of the central Torah portion in our sacred scroll. What is this other than a call to holiness? A call to turn from the evil that led to the massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue, and since that day, our lives here have never been the same. Not for nothing do I have protection on this bima and a guard outside the door. We are all members of the Tree of Life. And Rich Weinberg, chair of the Social Action Committee for Dor Chadash, said, "We won't be silenced as Jews. We want to be active with an understanding of Jewish values. We are going to still be here. We will not be intimidated." President of Tree of Life, Alan Hausman, said, "Each week when he makes announcements for things like mahjong tournaments, Torah study, Oneg Shabbats, and the like, he also says this: it is okay to still not be okay, and we will get through this together." Members of Dor Chadash, New Light, and Tree of Life say, almost to a person, that they have found renewed purpose in honoring those lost in the attack, in the bold practice and expression of their faith, in activism, and in taking a stand against the scourges of our time. Tree of Life is 160 years old, And one of their elder members, Audrey Glickman, a survivor of the Holocaust and of the massacre, prays every week to be once again a happy, grounded congregation, back to being a solid group of people who come together regularly and do our thing. The building is about to be closed and completely remodeled. The congregations and a partner organization plan a major overhaul of the site, which will combine worship space with a memorial and education about anti-Semitism, including about the Shoah. Dor Hadash members say they are emboldened. They have organized what has become a separate group. Squirrel Hill stands against gun violence. They have advocated for gun safety legislation, and they redoubled their support for immigrants, refugees, and their helpers, such as the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, association with which was ostensibly the cause of this unhinged, toxic man who came and opened fire on a group of simple people just like us on a Shabbat morning. So they've doubled down on their support for immigrants, including getting themselves enough on the same page to sponsor a refugee family, originally from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And the community has taken a strong stand against rising anti-Semitism and white supremacy. Kedoshim, the holy martyrs of the Tree of Life massacre. And in these activities that this community has united to take, they are utterly in line with the values of this Torah portion. The Yom Kippur rituals are fascinating in and of themselves, but it is Kedoshim, the heart of the Torah, that is an invitation to join a new holy order. And my beloved rabbinic guide and spiritual teacher, Rabbi Mordechai Finley, has suggested, just a tiny bit irreverently, but very seriously, he has proposed a holy order of the United Israelite Fellowship of the Six-Pointed Star, a fellowship devoted to the values of Kedoshim, of being holy. Yes, he acknowledges that people who are holy end up a little bit disconnected from the mundane, but that is a price we should be willing to pay. Anyone can join this order, as long as we accept the yoke of study and the practice of holiness. Yes, we're given a moral behavioral code, a code of honor, and Rabbi Finley is a Marine, so he knows all about that. This is a spiritual code to establish a relationship with the source of holiness. In this order, we work to be kind to one another, to help and strengthen one another. Yes, there are rules. Revere your parents, don't worship idols, leave the harvest gleanings to the poor and the strangers, don't steal, don't deny the truth, don't swear falsely by the divine name, don't cheat others, don't rob, pay your workers on time, don't curse the deaf, don't put a stumbling block before the blind, revere your God. Don't pervert justice, don't favor the poor or honor the great in their own minds, judge with righteousness. Don't gossip. Don't stand idly by in the blood of your neighbors. Don't hate others, even in your heart. Hold others accountable, otherwise you share in their wrongdoing. Don't take revenge or bear grudges against the others in this holy order, or people in general for that matter. And when all else fails, it's okay to work on loving yourself, because how else can we love each other as we want to be loved ourselves? If you sign up for this order, know that you're going to have a badge that you wear with pride and often as a target. And not every practice will mean as much to you as another. And you will encounter a force within you that does not want you to measure up to the demands of that holy order. That Yetzer Hara, that force that calls on us to be cynical of the beliefs and ornery to each other, is a powerful force. The reason we have this order of holiness is to expose that hidden force of resistance to what is good and true and bring that evil inclination to the foreground. The hidden force ruins lives, and it can darn well ruin everything. In this holy order, we are dedicated to taming that destructive force. It takes work, and sometimes it takes a terrible tragedy to lift us up to the next level. But don't each and every one of us here and in every community around the Jewish world and around the world owe it to the Kedoshim, the holy martyrs of the Tree of Life massacre, to do the very best that we can? Let's be proud members of the Holy Order of the United Israelite Fellowship of the Six-Pointed Star. And may the memories of the victims of the Tree of Life massacre be forever a blessing. Shabbat Shalom.